politicians are playing on the emotions of citizens. And so the Grenadian press has been reporting about the misdeeds or the error that was made by the Prime Minister of Grenada, DIKON Mitchell.
Big tonight. Public Relations Officer of St. Lucia's opposition United Workers' Party, Leonard Montoute, has called comments made by the Grenada Prime Minister on a political platform in St. Lucia unfortunate and shows that what he says is DIKON Mitchell's political inexperience. Mitchell, also into his third year as a political leader and less than a year and a half of being Prime Minister, told a Congress meeting of the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party that they should be careful not to elect anyone that is not born there. It was seen as a direct dig at former Prime Minister Alan Chastany, who was born in Martinique but is St. Lucian. Mitchell's comment came just as the opposition UWP said the SLP was planning to use its parliamentary majority to ensure only a St. Lucian-born individual could become Prime Minister of this country. Speaking on the narrative Tuesday, Montoute said the Grenada Prime Minister's interjection was interference in St. Lucia's domestic affairs.
I consider, well, he is probably green in the business. I would make the excuse for him and say it's a function of naivete. And I mean, he should nonetheless know better than to get involved in St. Lucia's domestic politics to that extent. And as a leader, I think he would be misguided to be making such a pronouncement. Of course, he perhaps was pandering to the St. Lucia Labour Party. We know many that have fallen for their bluff. It was unfortunate that he too was probably misguided by what he had been told by them. But I think as a leader, it is unfortunate to have such a stance because this is not the kind of ideology we wish to push in this region.
Regional political analyst Peter Wickham, also speaking on the narrative, called the Grenadian leader's comments inappropriate.
I think it's unfortunate. And I find it a bit inappropriate. You know, if Grenada wants to go in that direction, which I suspect that they won't, then maybe DIKON Mitchell could want to recommend that. But I think it's inappropriate to be suggesting to St. Lucians that this is something that you want to do, clearly because you're trying to curry favor with the St. Lucia Labour Party that seems to be trying to find creative means and mechanisms of keeping Alan Chastany out of politics.
There was no immediate comment from Prime Minister Mitchell, who was on a plane Tuesday on his way to Saudi Arabia for a high-level CARICOM summit in the kingdom. He had just returned from Doha last weekend. Mitchell, who has been putting in many air miles in recent months, is also set to go to Dubai for the COP conference later in the month.
Now, this latest round of discussion on calling for the Prime Minister of the country to be born in St. Lucia must be a native of the country.
I could have lived in Canada too, you know. But I chose Grenada. My mother was living in Canada. In fact, I have a brother living there still. But I chose Grenada. So I want all St. Lucians to hear me. When the time comes, make sure that it's St. Lucians who you're putting into office. Make sure that it's people who like the Caribbean, who like Caribbean institutions, who are proud of our culture and of our heritage. Because that is what we have, St. Lucianness, and that is what you need to embrace.
I'm a product of Canada. I did my high school in Canada, I did my university in Canada, both my kids go to school in Canada.
Woke up this morning.